welcome to Salesforce training. Today we're talking about the 5 types of sandboxes. So what exactly are sandboxes anyway? Sandboxes are copies of your production environment. A sandbox copies all of the configuration, customization, apps, and code, including your metadata, from your production environment into a sandbox. Because they are separate from your production environment, it's a fantastic place to be making changes and record the results. Because of this, sandboxes are used primarily for testing. Sandbox type number 1, the full sandbox. The full sandbox copies over your entire production org, including your metadata and data. Its storage limit is based on your production org, and it can be refreshed every 29 days. Sandbox type number 2, the partial sandbox. The partial sandbox copies over any metadata or data that's in the sandbox template in your production org. It has a storage limit of 5 GB and maximum 10,000 records per object. The partial sandbox is refreshed every 5 days. Sandbox type number 3, the Developer Pro Sandbox. The Developer Pro Sandbox copies only the metadata. It has a storage limit of 1 GB and it's only refreshed once per day. Sandbox type number 4, the Developer Sandbox. Like the Developer Pro Sandbox, the Developer Sandbox copies only the metadata. You can load 200 megabytes of data separately and it's refreshed once per day. Sandbox type number 5, the Scratch org. The Scratch org is just a throwaway environment that you merge with a sandbox. It's a fantastic way to break apart in a team, work on your own feature, and then merge it back into a sandbox to test that feature out in a safe environment. Just one thing to be aware of, if you are using a web to lead form, just be aware that you cannot copy this into a sandbox because it does not have any metadata. That's it folks for our sandbox types. I hope you learned something and I'll see you back here next time.